everybody, BLBDart here. Let's go ahead and continue our game here at 46 minutes. Last time we were going to enter the Bandit Fortress to continue the plot line. So, let's just get this out of the way. Of course, another forced choice. We can just regularly fight. Our character's basic attack stats are sufficient enough to take out regular bandits. Alright, this is a surprisingly well-lit bandit fortress, but let's go ahead and find some hidden objects here. There are treasure chests everywhere since this is a bandit fortress. Really, story-wise, it is supposed to be kind of an abandoned fortress from a war that happened many years before this. They do wind up mentioning it later on in the story. A major war that did wind up involving the goddesses. Alright. Well, we get a free iron blade. Turns out I wound up wasting my money on buying an iron blade. This shield, I didn't put it in there specifically, but if you miss this shield, you do have to wind up coming back later. And it is a key item. Alright, Bell of Blizzard. I remember in one of our previous videos, we're fighting some bosses. We just picked up Harp of Heat, but I don't know why I didn't wind up using Harp of Heat on that enemy. It would have made it a lot easier. There's Crystal Shard, Shard of Earth, so we want Strength. Let's give Torch Strength since he's not necessarily all that tough to begin with. Okay, this is the final area, if I remember correctly. Black Cobra Bandits. In a world that is not Earth, they're using an Earth animal. Turns out Rylus knows the bandit leader named Tyrone. And what a coincidence that the bandit leader has been training to fight Rylus ever since that day. But Torch is not having any of that, he just wants to go home. And he ambushes you. Originally this battle actually only had 3 other bandits, but then it turned out just like the Kobold battles where if they tackle you or low kick you too much, your characters become stunned and it's just an endless cycle of getting killed. So I reduced it down to just one other guy. And logically, it would only be one other guy since you've been taking out their other friends left and right all over the building. Alright, so now we have actually Harp of Heat. Let's take out Bandit Underling first. And then he can use Bell of Blizzard and hit the other guy. Or that didn't work at all like I thought. Not too tough, but he definitely did a lot of damage. He is the primary reason why I added healing to Torch in the first place. It's because items would not have been sufficient in this situation. Tyrone uses the old ninja's flash bomb. Coincidentally, they find the trade agreement right on top of an old box. Done, now we can leave. Alright, so we left the Bandit Fortress. Let's go ahead and run back to the world, or to the town, and give this to the Mvale leader, Crass. Saving is enabled again, but we really quickly want to rest at the inn. 15 Silnium, not too bad, yes. We're in the leader's house. What's up, Crass? Is the task finished? I don't know why I gave that choice. I mean, nothing major changes. I guess it's finished. Turns out Crass actually does know a thing or two about Redalva. I tried to make Torch as deep as possible, where he had this internal struggle on trying to be heartless and cold and distant, but life continues to try and drag his feelings back out over and over again. So at this point, he's kind of deciding that he wants to make decisions based on someone else rather than his own selfish need to punish himself for the past, which will be explained later. So So he winds up saying, yeah, I'll do it, fine. Turns out Foxton is their next location because there's a mysterious military force passing through that area. So Crass is asking them to escort him through Midpoint Woods to reach Foxton Village. He doesn't join your party, but... See, in guest characters do not show up in the main menu, do not participate in battle, however, all they really do is make commentary about things. Okay, so we're going to run all the way back over here. We want to get through Midpoint Woods. Last video, of course, Midpoint Woods were blocked. Now they're not. North to Foxton Village. There are some treasure chests everywhere. But these enemies were actually included in dungeon number 1 too, so their strength is basically equal to what it was in the last dungeon. The whole point is to just poison you. Kind of be an annoying obstacle. Like real weeds, really. Of course, I was nice enough to have them drop the cure to their poison at the same time. I tried to make the passage through Midpoint Woods really as easy as possible. I mean, it's not supposed to be some extravagant dungeon, just kind of a quick distraction. You could call it something else like filler, you know. A lot of other games have kind of filler content where you just have to run through it. Okay, and that's it for Midpoint Woods. Very quick. Oh, here's a boulder. What's this boulder? A recent landslide has caused this path to become enclosed. Okay. What's up here? Here's Foxton. Let's try this out. So you can kind of run around. There's the inn, there's the pub, but let's just talk to everybody really quickly and figure out what this town is about. Mount Dranton over to the east is a relatively calm climb, although there's an increase of monsters. So he's suggesting at one point you're going to have to go to Mount Dranton, and there will be monsters there. She's mentioning Huron with her horses. Huron is a port town known mainly for boats. So this town is known mainly for horse deliveries. Huron is known for boats. So that pirate is saying that there's some kind of crazy pirate gang down in Huron. This guy's talking about the Evocation Academy, but he can't reach it because of its landslide. This is much more expensive than the inn in M-Vale, but we'll go ahead and stay here. So not much going on in Foxton. Let's talk to the leader. The leader of Foxton's name's Tom, Mayor Tom. Ah, Crass. Alright, so M-Vale is opening trades with Foxton so that their economy doesn't collapse. This is a section of the inn that wasn't previously established before. Kind of the back room where you find your rooms at. Alright, so here Rylus goes ahead and harasses this poor young girl. His idea of catering to this girl's needs is, we can talk about stuff if you want. As if that's some kind of luxury. Alright, as she's leaving though, looks like some Radalva troops wind up encountering her first. Or some mysterious troops wind up taking her away, suggesting we all need to go to Mount Dranton next. Torch says they looked identical to Radalva. So they assume that she is part of Radalva. So they get the keen idea to head to Mount Dranton, and Crass says he's gonna leave you guys to it. Alright, so Crass leaves you alone, and we're prepared as we'll ever be, so let's just... Alright, we're on the mountain, let's head right. Foulkin enemies, these are basically just goblins, just tiny little goblins. Tiny little goblins that have a lot more health than they should. Alright, so we got Ocarina of Oracles. Very powerful instrument, obvious kind of nod to Ocarina of Time. Since there are oracles in Ocarina of Time, thus Ocarina of Oracles. Alright, so now Torch has Bless Movement. Bless Movement will help during boss battles. It'll increase it'll increase your speed. So the idea behind that is Torch would use Bless Movement on Rylus so he can just swing maniacally at the enemy over and over and over using his shark skills. So if anything, we can even try to do it right now. It's only 10. Originally the game wasn't like that, where Torch had kind of these skills that helped other players, but it turned out that just having 2 beat stick characters with very few skills got stale fast.